Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Joe. Welcome to SNES's Life. This is recap number 106. Today we got Tetris Dr. Mario, Wario Woods, The Tick, Uniracers, and Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Sports Challenge. Let's get started. First up, we got Tetris and Dr. Mario. It's hard to say anything bad about this game, honestly. It's Tetris and Dr. Mario, two of the best puzzle games ever released on video game consoles. And this is just kind of a 16-bit upgrade as far as like the colors are concerned and the graphics. It's the music is a straight pull over. They didn't try to get fancy with it. It's good, especially if you have a second player like I'm playing here with my wife. Uh, it's just it looks good, it sounds good, it plays perfectly. It's Tetris and Dr. Mario. The price on this cart's going up a little bit over the years. I think they run like 30 or 40 bucks now, which is kind of wild, but it's a damn good set of games and well worth it in my opinion. Definite thumbs up there. Next up is Wario's Woods. Now this is a puzzle game that's interesting. So it's kind of a Puyo Puyo, a 3 in a row type thing, but what you're trying to do is also get that bomb in your row, and it can be up, down, left, right, diagonals, whatever. And of course, it doesn't have to be 3, it could be multiples. But what's weird is you're Toad running around the bottom of this thing, picking up things and moving them as stuff also falls from the sky. And you can pick up like a whole stack or a single guy, or you can pull a guy out of the middle of a stack. And it's very, very hard, I found, to remember exactly like I kept pushing the wrong button. I kept pulling the wrong thing. And it's a fun game. It looks great. The music was nice and catchy. The two-player puzzling was good, like going after each other, because it does have kind of a garbage system where it drops stuff on the other person. But the single player was also solid, but it's harder. And that doesn't make it bad. Like it's easily just as good as Tetris and Dr. Mario. Well, probably not as good, but I mean it's good quality game. And we gave thumbs up, but like if I'm gonna pick a game, Tetris Dr. Mario is gonna win. But Wario's Woods is a solid choice. It's a good puzzler. It's entertaining. It's definitely something different than the Tetris or Dr. Mario. So I enjoyed it. I think it's worth having a look out. I think when I picked mine up a couple years back, it was only like 20 bucks. Not terribly expensive at the time. So yeah, give that one a look up if you're so inclined. Next up, we've got the biggest disappointment of this set, The Tick. I loved The Tick as a kid. I loved the cartoon. I never read the comic books or anything. But the cartoon I loved. I watched it all the damn time. I actually have all of The Tick on DVDs. But this is a single player beat 'em up, and it's just shit. Like, you have a punch, a kick, a jump. There's no block, there's no grabbing really, there's no special moves. Well, I mean, there are a couple. I mean, it depends on what you call special moves. So I said there's no grabbing, but every time, so if you kick 3 times in a row, he does like a combo kick. If you punch 3 times in a row, he does a combo punch. If you punch while you're holding like the opposite direction or something, he'll grab them. He'll flick them, like that was a special move. He'll grab them and do the womp womp womp, kind of like Ninja Turtles in Time when they grab the foot soldiers and they womp them around. But that's really it. And this game felt, so you can see there's the planar movement. It felt very, very off. Like it felt like I should have been hitting the enemies and I wasn't. And in lieu of extremely difficult, it is just extremely monotonous. Now, the first area is called Night of a Million Zillion Ninjas, and Jesus, they ain't messing with you. There's seriously like a million zillion freaking ninjas. They just don't seem to stop coming. And it really kind of ruined it. Like, there's five different ninjas. But I played this game for essentially an hour, and I think I got to like level 3 or 4, and I was still fighting freaking ninjas. And I was like, come on, man. It wasn't fun. and it didn't look spectacular, and the music and sound were okay. It just very clearly reeked of, recognition cash grab. Like, everybody likes the tick, let's make a tick game. And they did the simplest, easiest thing they could and made a cheap, shitty beat 'em up. So it's not worth it. Don't get it. Don't look for it. It's trash, unfortunately. I didn't really want it to be, but it is. Next up, we've got Uniracers. This is an interesting game as far as its history is concerned. This is the one that I think got sued by Pixar because the Little Red Unicycle was like a short they did. And I don't know if that actually had any basis on this game or not. Probably not. But you are a sentient unicycle racing other unicycles on these candy cane striped tracks. You can see here we're playing 2-player, me and my wife again. And this is a fun game. The graphics are super colorful and vibrant. The racing is fun and fast. It makes it feel quick. The music is really quite good. My biggest complaint about this game is it's kind of short. In I think probably the half an hour we played through all the tracks. So, yes, there is difficulties if you're playing by yourself. There is like the goal to beat all of the ghost unicycles, which are in the game, and get your medals awarded. And I don't know if that unlocks anything else. I didn't look into it. But otherwise, like me and her, we just blazed through it super quick. It's a fun game. Go get it. Enjoy it. I think it's probably getting up there in price would be my guess, just by rarity's sake, since it only had one print run before they got you old cease and desisted. But it's a good game. I enjoy Uniracers. It's one of the games I actually owned as a kid, so I highly recommend this one. Definitely worth a look. Next up, and finally, Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Sports Challenge. This is like a proto Mario Party. It is just a bunch of mini games. There's 12 different events, and all the mini games essentially involve just mashing the A and B button, and then pressing your control pad to like try to stop your mark. In this case, I'm Dizzy Devil, so you're lifting these barbells, and then he throws it because I won, I guess. You're scored on each one, and you have to hit a certain score threshold to go to the next event. The graphics looked great. I thought the sprite work was really well done. The colors were bright and colorful and vibrant like a cartoon should be. The music was all right. They got that title theme song at the very beginning. The gameplay is where this game hurts. So, mashing just the A and B button gets repetitive and boring. But I mean, so does Mario Party, honestly. And this is multi-pack player compatible. So you could have 4 players in this game. And I think if you have that ability, that's the way to play this. As a single player game, I didn't really care for it. But I could see with 3 other friends, it would be entertaining to be trying to like outdo each other. So if I give it a thumbs up with the caveat that you really, I think, need at least at minimum 2 players. But 4 would be ideal. And in that case, it would be worth getting and playing. I think as a single player game, probably not so. Kind of a bummer there. Just like I said, there's not much to it. This one. So this one took a while to figure out. You mash your A and B button to build up your speed. So your dude gets like spinning around as discus throw. And then you hit the control pad to stop. But you have to hold the control pad for this like black angle bar to come up. And there I threw it in the crowd, which is pretty funny. Because you're trying to... So on the strength circle, there's a slice out of it there at the top. You can see it's kind of green instead of gray. And you got to try to land your circle in that. It took a long time for me to actually get it. It's very difficult, especially once it's moving quicker. It's an interesting hiccup, and I think there's like one other game in there like that. Again, not amazing, but if you got 4 players, give it a shot. So thumbs up with caveats, and that's it for tonight, guys. 106 recap. Everything's great except the tick. Don't get the tick. The other 4 games here are at least functional and good. So that's it. We're 530 games into the library now, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Have a good one.